Hey you guys, I am back with another video. I wanted to share a brief dream/vision that I had early this morning. It is Saturday, April 9th, and I woke from this around, believe it or not, around a little after 9:11 this morning. So in this dream, it started out where I was outside and it seemed like I was on a school campus. And there were a few young men that were dressed in, I got the feel it was like one of those army military type outfits. It was like a greenish, well, it was a green color, like the army color green. And they was wearing a dress collar shirt with the slacks. So I got the feel they were affiliated with the army. So they were talking to us about what was about to take place, and they were very adamant about us understanding that Russia was going to be invading America soon, and they wanted us to be prepared. And I can remember the looks on the faces of the people. They were really looking at these young men very strangely, like, you know, what are y'all talking about? Like, y'all sound real crazy. But I understood what they were saying because I knew that this is what the Lord had been revealing to me. And so they were talking about the fact that one of the things that we would see would be a pitchfork in the sky. And as soon as he said pitchfork, I felt the Holy Spirit come all over me. And I was just moved by the Holy Spirit. I can't explain, but I just felt the presence of the Lord all over me. And I just began to cry out. And I remember I walked back to where the young men were. And I said, you know, I have to tell you that the Lord gave me a vision about this pitchfork. Now, what I'm referring to is the vision that I told you guys I had a while ago. It's been a few months ago, where I saw a trident missile in the heavens, and it was inflamed with fire. And we know that this trident missile looks like a pitchfork. So I believe the Lord had this young man say this as a confirmation. So the young man was saying that when we see this pitchfork, we know, when we see this pitchfork in the sky, we know that Russia is going to be invading America. And I took this as some kind of missile. When we see the missile, then we know that Russia is going to invade America. So as the dream progressed, I remember when I told this young man that, you know, I do believe that what he's saying is true because the Lord had gave me a vision about this. I had then told him that the Lord had showed me where Russia was going to invade America as well. And after that scene took place, I remember going to the window, and I was looking out of the window, and I was looking in the heavens. And I saw what looked to be a massive amount of black birds just blanketing the sky. I mean, they were massive. But as I looked closer, I realized these weren't birds. What I saw was a silhouette of different things. I can't explain what it was, but it looked like it was just blobs of different silhouettes that were outlined in black. I knew it was something, but I couldn't make out what the image was. And I saw a group of these individual silhouettes of something. They were coming from the east, and they were traveling in a large group. And like I said, it was massive. They were filling the sky. And I'm watching this, and they were coming from the east, going all across to the west. And then the sky was clear again. And then when I looked out again, they came back from the west, and they was headed to the east again. And as I kept looking, these silhouettes of what I couldn't make out what it was begin to be made known. As it was becoming known to me what this really was, I remember seeing these things, or what I couldn't make out, start to drop out of the sky. And as they were dropping out of the sky, they were actually military men that had manifested on the earth. So I'm trying to explain this, but what I'm saying is, when I was seeing this take place in the heavens, it wasn't made known what I was seeing. It was a black silhouette of different blobs of something, but the image of what I was looking at wasn't made known until they began to drop out of the sky. And as they was dropping out of the sky, I realized these were Russian soldiers. Now, as I was seeing these Russian soldiers fill the earth, or fill the land, they all had weapons. And I remember I began to fear. And so as I was in this house, I was thinking of my children. I was thinking of my husband. And in this particular scene, my husband was asleep, and I had picked him up out of the bed, which I thought was interesting because there's no way I could pick my husband up in the natural, but for whatever reason, I had strength to pick my husband up out of the bed because I wanted to move him to the other room, because where I was, it was visible for the soldiers to see us in that room. So I moved him into the other room, and I laid him in the bed, and I covered him up with a blanket. And the scene changed again, and I remember I was still looking in the heavens, and I could see these moons. They were lined up in formation. For whatever reason, I was able to mention to myself Nibiru. I don't know why I mentioned Nibiru. And as I kept looking in the heavens, you guys, I was noticing so many different planetary events taking place in the heavens. As I was still watching the heavens, I could see multiple moons. Now, I did some research, and I do know that there are some planets that do have many moons. Like Jupiter, I think, has 60 something moons. Saturn has 18 moons. Please don't quote me on this. All I can say is there are many planets in our solar system that has multiple moons that are around it. But in this vision, I was seeing multiple moons in the heavens. And I just remember the moons were like filling the sky. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I also remember seeing what looked to be a red planet as well. But it was in the far distance. And then I remember seeing what looked to be another planet. And as I was watching this planet, all of a sudden the planet exploded. And I could see the particles coming from this planet just going across the sky. And again, all I could do was watch this. It was so weird to me, but I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And as I was still watching the heavens, I saw what looked to be a man. But I knew it was a man, but it was light. He was made of light. And it was like he was riding on something, but I couldn't make out what it was he was riding on. But whatever he was on, it was allowing him to travel through space so quickly. And I remember as I was seeing this man that was made of light, my first instinct was to say, Jesus. And I was just saying to myself, Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming. And as I saw him, as I saw this man who I believe was Jesus, made up of light. He was just light. he shot across the sky. And I remember I couldn't see him no more, and I was still gazing upon the heavens, and I was saying to myself, Jesus, how much longer? When are you coming? When are you coming to get us? And that's really all I remember of this. You guys, I don't know why I would dream all of this, but what I will say is within this dream vision, I received 2 confirmations. One being the Trident missile, and then another confirmation regarding Russia. So I just believe that the Lord again is giving us confirmation that he's coming. And you know, I know for me personally, there was nothing that I was reading or looking at, you know, last night. I had no idea that the Lord would show this to me. But he did. And I find it so fascinating that, you know, he's revealing things in the sun and the moon and in the heavens. And another thing that I noticed too was the sky. Everything that I was seeing in the heavens, it was at night. It was a night sky. And so there were so many stars in the heavens as well. I saw so many stars. So it's like the Lord was letting me see more into the heavens, more into the solar system, you know, space. And if you hear snoring, I'm sorry, my husband just fell asleep and he is very loud right now. So please don't mind my husband right now. I'm probably going to try to put some music in the background to cover it up. But if you happen to hear that, this is what it is. And I don't want to have to re-record. But he wasn't feeling well. He had a slight headache. And I literally just got through talking to him. And he's out like a light. But yeah, I wanted to share this with you all. Also, a few days ago, I had a very brief dream where I was in this house. The lights just went out. Everybody's power went out, and everybody started coming outside to try to see what was going on. And when I went outside, I noticed this, it was like a flood of water just started rushing through the streets. I mean, it was massive water just filling the streets. And it was so strange because the waters was like a foamy type water. I can't explain it, but it was like it was foamy. I don't know what that means, but also I remember looking up in the sky and there were dark spots within the sky, and I just remember saying to myself, this sky looks so evil. But yeah, I had that a few nights ago. But I just believe that the Lord, again, like I said, is really letting us know in so many ways that he's coming very soon. And so I just wanted to share this with you all because I did have this vision early this morning, and I do feel it's significant. It's another warning to us that Russia is going to invade America. When, I don't know, but so many things are lining up, you guys. And I've had this dream a few times already, and I know many of you also have had this dream as well. But I just found this to be very significant because, I mean, I just feel like the Lord is really truly wanting us to be aware of the season that we're in, and we really need to make sure that we're being prayerful in the sense of making sure we're right with the Lord and making sure that, you know, we're ready when he comes. And so I just wanted to share this with you all, and I pray that you all are doing well. And if I receive anything else, I will definitely make sure to let you guys know. I love you all. God bless you. Bye.